The Bears are what we thought they were.
Chicago Bears, all around the city we pump to make a run.
Hey, it's a great day to be here in Lombard. It's Weekly Bears Conversation. I am your NFL analyst here with the proud. Introduce yourself, man.
I'm the man who got the question answered by Lance Briggs.
Yes,
Simple
he
as
did.
that.
Yes. Why don't we talk about that now before we get into everything?
Well, because for those of you who don't know, Lance Briggs has a show on Comcast Sportsnet, and I submitted a question. My question was, Lance Briggs, who wins in a race, you or Usain Bolt? And last night I was surprised, and he answered it. And what's even better is Mark Zalewski actually got my name right. It's surprising. I've had a great week. You know, it's a Bears It was a Bears victory Tuesday yesterday, and I got a question answered by Lance Briggs.
And why don't we talk about that victory right now? I was impressed thoroughly all game. Matt Forte came back.
God.
This offense looked potent, and we've been on people have been on Jay Cutler, except you.
I have not been on Jay Cutler, and I'm still not refusing to get on my quarterback's case because simple as this.
He's a good quarterback.
He's a good quarterback. He's a top 6 or 7. I would go top 7. All right, I would put maybe one quarterback ahead of him, and that would probably be Big Ben, because he's a champion. You know, he's won before. But this Bears offense, I gotta say, you know, the offensive line held up very well. They were max protecting, helping Jamarcus Webb. But the fact that four defensive starters from Dallas that were not playing, I think, was a huge factor in the win as well. Another thing that I really enjoyed was that touchdown to Devin Hester. Devin, I love you, baby. Every time you come to Dallas, you seem to shine. I mean, last time you were in Dallas, you had an amazing one-handed catch in Dallas. This guy always shines in Dallas.
But one thing that really caught my eye was that defense. Henry Melton getting pressure on the quarterback. Julius Peppers, he's that front four producing, and then Tim Jennings doing work as well.
Tim Jennings, that secondary, the Angry Birds, as we are calling them now in Chicago, that Bears secondary, because they were just making plays all over the place. I mean, 4 interceptions for that secondary, and then you credit Lance Briggs for one where he ran it back. You know, I haven't seen football speed like that in a long time.
I really haven't
this
either.
Bears defense reminds me of the 06 Bears. A little bit of the 2010 Bears, but even in 2010 we had concerns on the secondary, and you don't have those concerns anymore because these guys are scoring points. They lead the league in takeaways with 14, lead the league in defensive touchdowns with 3. I mean, 8 different guys on this team has sacks. We got 6 different guys who've intercepted the ball. I mean, this defense is ferocious.
One play that really caught my mind, and I chuckled about it on the way up here with you, Joe. They put pressure on Tony Romo, and he just kind of pitches it.
What was he even doing? He's like, "Here, Lance."
And Lance Briggs was right there like, "Thank you."
Thank you. I'll take 6 for that. I'll take an order of 6 and maybe an order of touchdown. 6 points, thank you very much.
I mean,
honestly, what? And, you know, back to the offensive side of the ball. Jay Cutler was spreading the ball out. But somebody who really impressed me, Kellen Davis actually catching the football. There was one catch that he made where, like, you thought he was going to drop it. He bobbled it, brought it in, and you're like, no way. He did not make that catch.
Remember, I criticized him the other day. Maybe he heard me. Remember, after the Packer game, I said, stop trying to get on SportsCenter's Top 10 and catch the freaking football.
Well, what happened was actually when I was over at Tilted Kilt, one of the guys was talking crap about Kellen, and right as he did that, Kellen made that play, and he's like, he must have heard me.
How impressed were you with Brandon Marshall?
Brandon Marshall, they put 1 man on him.
You can't do that.
Joking
you have
me?
to put 2 on him.
Are you kidding me? He killed me in fantasy, but you know what? I'd rather take a loss in fantasy than a Chicago Bears loss, honestly, because
well said.
I would rather see my team do well than for me to personally lose. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know. I might be old-fashioned like that.
No.
I mean,
that's just your fanhood.
That's just my fanhood. But, you know, it was a great victory by the Chicago Bears. The only thing, I have a couple criticisms. A little bit of the secondary I got criticized because, you know, they did have a few plays where if Dez Bryant makes that catch, you know, that's a big play. That's a big momentum. You guys got to cover him a little better.
But this Bears defense was all over the field on Monday night. I mean, everywhere. They pursued the football. They got those takeaways. And how many times did they sack Tony Romo?
They sacked him. They didn't sack him as much as I would expect. They only sacked him like 3 or 4 times, but they have 5 takeaways. 5 takeaways.
I'd rather get the takeaways.
And what Lovie Smith always prides his teams on are take the ball away. Take the ball away. And I was actually listening to the sounds of the game. They mic'd up Major Wright on the sideline. You can hear him say, "Let's get those takeaways. Let's get those takeaways." He's like, after he got the first one, he's like, "I gotta get another one. Gotta get another one." And then he gets another one, and all you hear is him screaming, "Ah!" I mean, it was crazy, man. I mean, it was a great Bears victory. I'm enjoying it. You know, I've been sipping that Cutler Kool-Aid all year long, and I'm just gonna continue to sip it. Thank you. You know what it tastes like? Tastes like victory. Tastes like victory. But also, one thing I do got to criticize them on are special teams. Devin Hester. How many times this year have other teams stopped the ball within our 10-yard line? Hester, call for a fair catch. I don't want them getting it on the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, or the 5. That's my only criticism.
This is true.
Because you've seen them do that a lot, and it bugs the heck out of me. It really does.
But all in all, man, that offensive line also really stood out to me.
They held up very well.
They held up their end of the ground, and Jay Cutler finally had time. He threw 2 of the prettiest touchdown passes I think I've seen all year.
Well, one of them, what the heck went on with that one to Brandon Marshall? There was nobody even there.
He walked into the end zone.
He looked. He's like, block there, block there. Oh, end zone. Yeah, I'm just going to walk in.
Right.
What was up with that? I mean, come on, guys. I mean, at least make it a little challenging. Is that so much to ask to give Brandon Marshall a little bit of a challenge?
I mean, come on, but this Bears team, they can really do some things. But why don't we talk about some stuff in the league that happened this weekend?
Well, before we talk about that, I got to talk about something. Chicago, quit making a drama over Jake Cutler. Listen, you fight with coaches. What happened in 1985? There was another quarterback who liked to fight with coaches, and what did he do? Yeah, that's right. He won a Super Bowl with them. Quit criticizing Jay Cutler. He's my quarterback. Stop that crap.
That's his quarterback.
Shut up, T.O.
That's his teammate.
Shut up, T.O.
But what are some things that caught your eye this weekend, the rest of the league, besides the Bears winning?
Detroit, what the hell?
They're not playing. Like I told you, they're not playing. They're getting beat off special teams, and they're not pressuring the quarterback.
But another game that I actually watched that really impressed me, the Cleveland Browns. What was up with that? Brandon Whedon, oh my God, he was doing work in the fourth.
Cleveland's on the right way.
Yeah, they all. How did? Can you explain to me how the Ravens almost lost to the Cleveland Browns?
Simple. They just didn't. They didn't close out when they had the chance to. They should have won by more instead of 7 points.
Yeah, they should have won by a lot more. I mean, we're talking about the Cleveland Browns. I mean, when's the last time a team was actually good in Cleveland? Oh, that's right. It was the Cavaliers before LeBron dumped them.
Who?
LeBron.
Oh.
Yeah. Are you all right? You look like you're sleeping over there.
Oh, I'm good.
It
was all for the show.
Yeah, all right.
LeBron.
Yeah, but another game that caught my eye, the Green Bay Packers and the New Orleans Saints.
That was a great game. The Saints beat themselves in that game. Too many holding penalties, and that defense, they're not disciplined at all.
But Drew Brees now tying with Johnny U.
And he's going to break it, and this couldn't happen to a better guy than Drew Brees.
He's a great quarterback.
One of the best in the business.
Patriots putting up 52 points.
You know, what really caught my eye about that was the balance they had offensively. Stephen Ridley and Brandon Bolden each had 100. Rob Gronkowski and Wes Welker each had 100 yards receiving.
Gronk on my fantasy team.
Gronk.
Yeah.
Gronk.
Gronk
I think,
one touchdown.
What, while we're at it, why don't we just preview this Bears-Jaguars matchup in Florida on Sunday at 3:25?
No, it's a 3:05 start.
Oh, it's a 3:05
start.
Okay.
3:05 start. Yeah, but I think I played this exact game on Madden the other day, and I won 48-17.
He's learning finally, because when we first started this, you were struggling a little bit. Now
I was struggling a lot, man. Oh boy.
Now you're learning. You're getting pick sixes. You're running the ball.
Yeah, 2 pick sixes by Brian Urlacher. I think, honestly, this game is going to be, can you stop MJD? If you stop MJD, you stop that offense, and that defense is not very good. So.
And I think what has to happen for the Bears to stop MJD, they got to bring Calvin Hayden or somebody in that box and stack it and get to the hole before Maurice Jones-Drew does.
Yeah, I think the Bears will be fine. They'll be okay. I'm not too concerned about it. I think they could stop MJD.
And I know Bears fans are going to kind of be angry. I know you remember that NFC title game when Cutler went down, Maurice Jones-Drew criticized Jay Cutler heavily.
And while he was sitting on the couch with his burritos.
So if you want to take this time to, send Maurice a message.
Maurice, when was the last time your team was in the playoffs? Just saying. we consistently make the playoffs. And remember, you're in a team that is struggling. I mean, do you guys want to move to L.A. or what? I mean, you guys, you have, okay, I'll give you this. You got Justin Blackmon. That's a good pickup for you guys. But other than that, I mean, how bad has this team been for so long?
Very bad.
You have no room to criticize. Worry about your own team before you start criticizing my team, all right?
Yeah, well said. Well said. But I'm also curious to see what the Bears do with Justin Blackmon, because Blaine Gabbert loves taking those shots down the field, and it always comes back to bite him. So I think the Angry Birds
are going to be angry. They're going to hopefully have, I'm going to go 6 picks. We picked up. I'm going to go 6 picks.
Oh, wow. So you want to go up one.
I want to go up one, improve every week. Get a little better,
The Bears are literally in first place in that division with the surprising Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, who knew the Vikings are going to be so good?
Leslie Frazier, former Bear.
No, you have 2 former Bears on that team. You have Leslie Frazier and
Mike
Singletary as a linebackers coach.
But you know what? They're not flashy offensively. They're running the ball. And defensively, they look okay. That secondary is just having problems.
Yeah, this Bears team, that was one of the most complete games I've seen them play in since last year. And if they continue this up, they're going to be scary. They're scary right now, but I think they can be a lot better. I think they're one of these teams in the NFC who can really compete. They have they have balance. Offensively, they have balance. Just need to, get that running game going a little more, I think. I think you need to do a little more run. But what I like about Mike, he gives Cutler what the defense is showing him.
And he's aggressive, too. He takes chances, and that's the one thing Mike Martz wasn't doing.
Yeah, he was too
light,
too compassive,
Too soft.
Not too soft. He wasn't a soft guy. He just conservative. And
conservative to me equals soft.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Bears will pull this out. Let's over under. Brandon Marshall, 15 receptions.
Oh, wow. I'll say over. Or you know what? I'll keep it at that, at 15. I think this Jaguars defense, they give up too many big plays down the field. Brandon Marshall's a guy who can stretch the field, run the in route, come in.
I'm gonna go under because I think Jay Cutler, if we see what we saw last week, he's gonna spread the ball out.
Okay. All right. Next one.
Over under. Matt Forte rushes for a rushing TG.
I'm gonna say over. This Jaguars defense has a lot of trouble stopping the run. I'm gonna definitely over. Jacksonville needs to come out, stack that box, and get to the holes before Matt Forte does.
Over under 5 sacks.
Over. They're gonna get pressure on Blaine Gabbert. Those guys up front for
Jacksonville. Blaine is gonna be running for his life.
Those guys on Jacksonville, they're not really that good.
I'm sorry, Jacksonville. You guys just aren't a good football team. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, you're 1-3 right now. How much worse can you get?
Okay, here's one for you, Jay Cutler. I'm gonna set the line at 3 touchdown passes.
I think I'm going to stay at that. 3 touchdowns. That sounds like a good day for him.
I'm going to go over. I think he's going to spread the football around. Maybe 1 to Alshon Jeffrey, 2 to Brandon Marshall, and maybe 1 to Kellen Davis or Matt Forte out the backfield.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a good game. So what's your final score, Chris?
I'm going to say Bears 38, Jacksonville 7.
I'm going to go Bears 30, Jacksonville nothing.
Oh, we're going with a shutout.
I'm going with a shutout.
We're going with a shutout. And you know what?
I mean, how good did they look? I mean, they might give up maybe 7, but I'm thinking they're going to score in the 30s somewhere. And
we're going to wrap it up on there. When the Bears win, we have a happy Joe in the studio. Isn't that right?
It's a great week,
It's a great week. And hopefully the Bears can go into their bye week 4-1. Then after that, they have some heavy hitters, Houston and San Fran, to be exact.
If we can beat one of those teams, I think the Bears will be in really good shape.
And you know what? On that note, we're going to wrap it up. I am your NFL analyst, Christian Simpson, sitting next to me.
The one, the only, the man who got his question answered by Lance Briggs, Joey Zalewski, and like the page on Facebook, Weekly Bears Conversation. And just, I'll keep posting stuff on there. So just like the page. And thank you very much for the support. And go Bears.
The Bears are who we thought they were.
Chicago Bears.